Hello, ReefDVMs here, coming at you with how to use the drip acclimation method. In this case, I've got an emerald green crab here in the bag that I want to get used to my tank, and I want to do it safely because it just came into our house here. It's been shipped to us. It's double bagged. It's in its own water. It was in a styrofoam cooler. You know the story. Anyways, I want him to do well. And the drip acclimation method is the best way for fish or invertebrates that we've ever used. So I'm just going to show you kind of how we do it here. Basically, I'm getting the packaging unwrapped. I've got a pail that's dedicated just for aquarium usage. It's very clean. I'm going to get the little guy out here. I'm going to leave just his water and him in the pail right now. Now, granted, if this was a fish, you might have to use a smaller pail so it gives you enough water level so that they can swim. In this case, I don't have to worry about it. I'm going to take a quick look at him, zoom in on him here, and make sure that everything looks good on him. Don't see any parasites, don't see any missing legs. As long as all this looks good, I'm going to go ahead and get my drip acclimation going. I've got some airline tubing with a little adjustable end that I picked up at the local fish store. I basically take the tubing, I clamp it onto the pail end, not cutting it off, just clamp it on so it holds. Take the other end, I stick it up in the tank. Put it in 3-4 inches, set the lid on it there so it can't get out, and the water is going to flow down this tubing, and I'm going to be able to adjust the drip rate. It's very slowly going to drip into the water that the emerald green crab came in. This allows the crab to get used to my tank's pH, my tank's temperature, my tank's salinity, and all the minerals and stuff that are in my tank. So I basically got the siphon running here. I'm just going to slow it down until I get that 2-3 drips a second going, and then I'm going to let him wait. Now, preferably you do this in the dark, folks, or in a with the lights down so that your creature isn't stressed by the lighting. In my case here, it's hard to do with the camera. Come back here in about an hour. The water in the pail is probably about doubled now. As you can see, it's still dripping. A little bit slower. The siphon sometimes slows down as it keeps going. But this is a nice acclimation for the little guy to get used to before I stick him into the tank. So the next step is I'm going to pull the tubing out of the tank, so that's out of my way. I'm going to use a net. I'm not a big fan of taking that water that the emerald green crab or fish or whatever you have came in and dumping it into my system. So I'm going to use a net. I net him. I'm going to stick him in the tank, let him kind of crawl out or swim out of the net, and then he's onto the rock. It's a perfect way of doing an acclimation. It's very safe, it's effective, it's cheap and easy to do, folks. I highly recommend it. I appreciate you taking the time to watch our videos. Please subscribe or like the video. This helps us to keep producing more videos. But again, I hope you enjoyed watching our emerald crab go through the drip acclimation process, and I highly recommend you do that for any of your invertebrates and fish. Thanks for watching.